Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Washington, D.C. attendee orientation. My name is Shannon Wright, and I am joined by Preston Rominger, our Share Vice President and Director of Conference Operations for this webinar. Please use the Q&A chat bot in your toolbar there to submit questions. We're going to have time at the end of the webinar for those. This broadcast is also being recorded and will be posted to the Share website along with the slide deck if you want to reference it after the call or for any friends that were not able to join us today. So on our orientation agenda, we're going to talk a tiny bit about Share and then really get into the DC event information at the end of the presentation. There will also be resources and helpful tips and time for Q&A, like I mentioned. So for those who don't know us, Share's mission is we are an independent volunteer-run information technology association that provides education, professional networking, and industry influence. And a big portion of, our Share benefit is our conferences. So we're very excited to see all of you in DC. With over 1,000 companies and 13,000 individual contacts, we host 2 in-person events a year with over 800 attendees and over 500 educational sessions that are dispersed into 8 focus areas that we'll be talking about a little bit later. All right, so let's get into the DC content. This can be found on the website or on your mobile app. So we will be giving you information how to download that if you haven't already. Highly recommend referencing the mobile app. That will have the most up-to-date version of the agenda, location of sessions, and times for you to reference. So we'll be starting off Sunday with a couple of auxiliary events. And then into Monday, we're going to dive into technical sessions, lunch and learns, and the STE. Tuesday, technical sessions, the STE, and the Broadcom sponsored lunch, as well as partner sponsored presentations as well. Wednesday will be very, very heavy with technical sessions in the STE in the afternoon, where a light lunch will be available. And then on Thursday, our event support desk will be open, followed by partner sponsor presentations, technical sessions, and lunch and learns. And then very, very last thing on the agenda Thursday is a closing reception. So for those of you who aren't familiar with our focus areas and tracks, you can view them here. This will also be in your app as well. So we have core platform, service delivery, new and innovative technologies, application development, and professional skills. So we have a couple types of sessions that you are going to be able to see in your app. You'll see those titles there listed next underneath in those bullet points, and that's how you'll identify what types of sessions are which. So the technical sessions are lectures, expert panels, hands-on, and bring your own device lab sessions. Our lunch and learns this year do not require an RSVP. You don't have to pre-register for them. And then the partnered sponsor presentations are labeled PSP in the app, as well as closed door sessions. Those are primarily for volunteers. You can earn digital badges at Share DC. So the Security Warrior badge and then the DevOps Wizard badge. So you have to attend a minimum of 10 eligible sessions for each of those. The form links to request those digital badges are on the Share DC activities page. Just remember to submit your form between February 24th and March 7th. Let's get into some DC activities. So we are going to be joined by Tom Koulopoulos, nailed that pronunciation there, on Monday for our general session. Take a note that coffee will start at about 7:30. During general session days, you can kind of join our president and some other attendees a tad bit early. before kind of sitting for the main event. So Tom is an industry's leading digital futurist. He is an author of 13 books and the founder of the Delphi Group, a 30-year-old Boston-based think tank. He's also an adjunct professor at Boston University's Graduate School of Management and also the past executive director of Dell Innovation Lab. This is among other things. Tom's keynote will be providing a roadmap for navigating the future of a workplace where humans and digital workers will work side by side. He'll also discuss the role that AI will play in reimagining work and the critical issues of managing Gen Z and Gen Alpha as well. Tuesday's general session will be the Share President's Address given by Art Gronkowski and Visionary Talks as well. Like I was saying for Lunch and Learns, registration is no longer required. It is first come, first serve. So make sure and get to whichever room you're most interested in early. You can see the providers of the Lunch and Learn sessions underneath each of the days, and that will be labeled L&L in the app if you want to look further at topics. The Tuesday lunch with Broadcom will feature a Hidden Treasure Awaits little game on stage as well. So if you want to embark on a mainframe journey like no other, decode the declaration of mainframe, unlock hidden knowledge, and uncover platform secrets just like the modern day treasure hunter. So a lunch buffet will be provided to attendees starting earlier in the day, so starting at around 11:45 on Tuesday.
We have a couple questions that have come in, Shannon.
Sure.
One of the questions is, what is the dress code for Share?
Dress code is business casual, and I would recommend bringing a sweater or some sort of jacket because those rooms can be a little bit chilly.
Yep. Another question is photography allowed at Share?
I think it depends on what you are recording or taking photos of. If you want to send that request to sharehq@share.org, we can help specify if that request is amenable or not.
Thank you.
Perfect. Let's continue on. We are very excited for our Women in IT speaker. This will be held on Sunday from 5 to 6 Eastern Time. And the title of that session is Leading with Confidence, Navigating Assertiveness and Bias as a Woman in Leadership. Very excited for this one. No registration, or you can register, but please pre-register on your registration, but we will not be capping registration or turning people away. So the more the merrier. We're excited for the Share booth this year. So we are going to ask folks to take a short survey before receiving your special Share 70th anniversary t-shirt. You can also talk to staff and other Share volunteers to get yourself either registered for Share Cleveland or learn more about membership options that you have. We'll be hosting a couple of prize giveaways at the Share booth, specifically on Wednesday. So passport to prizes. The cards will be collected Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday with the drawing at 12:45 on Wednesday in the Share booth. Must be present to win. All right, some networking opportunities that we have. Obviously, a huge networking opportunity every year is in the Share Technology Exchange and the STE. So we have over 40 industry-leading companies that will be exhibiting with us this year, and you can see kind of the times there. We'll have some drinks on Monday and Tuesday, maybe some light apps, and then a light lunch will also be provided Wednesday afternoon as well. We have a few receptions for you guys to look forward to as well. We have the Platinum Party opening reception with a bunch of fun activities planned Sunday evening from 6 to 8. And then we have a special Students in New to Z networking with peers and industry experts also on Sunday before the opening reception from 4 to 5. Highly encourage those students and mentors to attend that. And then veterans in IT will have continuous networking in booth number 100 during STE hours, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And like I
Oh,
mentioned before, we'll be concluding Thursday with a happy hour from 4 to 5:30.
another question that came in is
Sure.
with a 1 day speaker pass, are you allowed to attend any of the evening receptions that are on that day?
That is a really good question. I think it depends. So again, if you want to send that request to sharehq@share.org, we can look into that for you and advise. All right. Another key networking activity is birds of a feather. So BOFs are informational informal gatherings of individuals who wish to discuss certain topics without a pre-planned agenda. If you want to submit a BOF topic, make sure it's 24 hours in advance to get the app updated and your room reserved. So we have early morning and then night owl BOFs available Monday through Thursday.
Another question, is there special parking for share attendees that are not staying at the Gaylord Resort?
It depends. It depends on where you're staying. I would have you look on the share website under the hotel travel tab. If you don't see it there, feel free to reach out to us. Then we have some just final share resources available for attendees. So make sure you check in at the registration desk. You'll receive your ID badge and Passport to Prizes game card. Make sure to bring your physical ID as well. They'll be checking that at the registration desk too this year. So volunteers, if you want to pick up your ribbon at the registration desk, make sure you complete your Con2 policy online before picking up your ribbon. And same for speakers. You can pick up your pin at the registration desk as well. We have
What time
some, oh, go ahead, Preston.
what time does the registration desk open every morning?
It opens pretty early at like 7 or 7:30, I believe, each day. Um, this slide deck, like I said, will be located on the share website. So if you guys want to look that up afterwards, you'll be able to click on some of these resource links. On-site resources. So we have a couple of people that you can ask. So we obviously have our brand ambassadors. A little bit different this year. They'll be holding up little foam fingers instead of t-shirts. So they'll be easily identifiable. We'll have event support staff floating around the venue like always. And then the registration desk, like I mentioned, is open majority of days. And then Thursday, it'll just be open the first half of the day. So again, highly recommend everyone download the mobile app once you're registered for the event. If you just type in Share Association into your app store, it'll pop right up to the top there. And again, it's the most up-to-date schedule and agenda that you'll see. You can do other fun stuff like export your device calendar to your like Outlook or work calendar. You can view the exhibitors and sponsors. You can message other attendees and access maps to help navigate the Gaylord.
Another question that came in is what does a share volunteer generally do at share?
So a bunch of stuff. Preston, do you want to answer this one or do you want me to take it?
Yeah, so behind the scenes, there's a lot that share volunteers can be involved in. From one of the things that a lot of volunteers do is they chair sessions. So they sit in the session, they introduce the speaker, help answer questions, really anything that the speaker may need. at that time while they're speaking. They kind of assist. You'll also see volunteers, with those foam fingers that are helping direct people and answer questions. And then, there's some other things behind the scenes that go on from, even from a scheduling. Share volunteers are heavily involved in the scheduling of the conference. So, depending on what the volunteer is interested in and kind of what the need is, we work with them to kind of plug them in and get them involved. If you're interested, if anybody's interested in volunteering, I'll put my plug in. I don't know what the best way, Shannon, is for them to.
Yeah, so there is a form on the Share website under the Connect tab, and it'll ask you which focus area or track that you're also interested in too. So we'll gather some information from you on that online form.
Okay. And another question that came in is, do we know the access code to join the event, or should they use the email functionality for that?
Email functionality, yeah.
Okay.
And just make sure you're registered, because the app will reflect is tied to the registration list first.
Yeah. And the just to follow up, the registration desk is open from 12 to 6 on Sunday, and then
Awesome.
on Monday and Tuesday it's open from 7 a.m. to 5:30, and Wednesday from 7 to 4, and then Thursday it's open from 7 to 12.
Perfect. All right. We'll finish up with some tips here, and then if we have any more final questions, go ahead and put that in the Q&A box there on your toolbar. So make sure to also submit your raves throughout the conference. So this is kind of call outs for anyone who has made your conference or your year so far great from Share. People will get notified and you get to pick up little rave pins at the registration desk. We do look at session evaluations, so please fill those out for every session that you attend. And then I also wanted to include that email at the bottom there. I know I mentioned that a couple times. If you have any specific questions that we can answer for you, just reach out to us at sharehq@share.org. Again, for the session evaluations, use your mobile app or desktop version to visit each session's page and access the session evaluation form after you've attended. We
There,
will be on social media all week long, so make sure to hashtag share DC 2025. Preston, did you have more questions for me?
um, yeah, there was a question that came in just about travel
Okay.
from using a taxi or Lyft from DCA to the resort.
Yeah.
They were specifically asking about estimated cost for that. One, I can take this. I would say that if you have the Uber or Lyft app on your phone, even though you're not at the place, you can say that I'm at the airport and I want to go to this place, and then it'll tell you the fares that are currently or what are currently being used. So that would give you a good average of kind of what it would cost for transportation. As far as taxi services, I don't know. I don't know if you have anything to add there, Shannon. No?
No, that would be my recommendation as well as using Uber or Lyft. It's usually a little bit more cost effective and we don't really have a given price estimate just because of surge prices or um, it totally depends
Yeah,
on the
and then
time.
as far as time that it takes to get to
Mhm.
the resort from the airport without traffic, it's about a 15-minute drive. If there is traffic, it can take anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes.
Good question. All right. So At, I know we all are very excited for DC, but I personally am also very excited for Cleveland in August. So we do have registration open already. For those of us who are joining us in the winter, in DC, there will be an alumni rate available to you. So there's some cost savings versus like the early bird registration rate. for general attendees and for like later on in the next couple months. Um, there will be an individual membership bundle with registration available to you as well if you wanted to get that 1995 rate. All right. Any more questions that we have that came in?
The final question that I see, at least for right now, is what is the name of the mobile app? They are not seeing the app in Apple's App Store right now.
So if you search Share Association, it'll be our logo um, in the app. But if you're still having problems with it, check and make sure it's not downloaded already from a previous conference. And then if you're still having troubles, just reach out to us and I can put that email up there again. All right, any final questions? Go ahead and put them in. Again, this recording will be posted on the Share website shortly for anyone who wants to refer to the slide deck or anyone who wasn't able to join us today.
And I did look on Apple's site. If you capitalize share and put association, you will see, our logo. So
Thanks, Preston. All right, I don't see any more questions that are unanswered.
I think we're good.
Awesome. All right, thank you, everyone. And we are really excited to have you in DC. Safe travels.